The scale on a map is 1 to 25,000. Determine the actual distance in kilometers represented by 0.5 centimeter on the map. The scale on a map is 1 to 25,000. Determine the actual distance in kilometers represented by 0.5 centimeter on the map. Let us express the scale and include details that will help us to make our calculations accurately. There we have a representation of the scale. A part of the scale is in reference to the distance on the map, and a part of the scale is in reference to the actual distance. And the actual distance that we are expected to determine is the actual distance in kilometers. And the distance on the map is in centimeters. So we have 1 to 25,000. The distance on the map is 0.5 centimeter. We get it from right here, 0.5 centimeter. We first need to convert it to the actual distance. According to the table, the actual distance will be represented by a larger figure. So we have here distance on map and actual distance we have on this side of the table. So according to the map, the actual distance is very much larger. As a matter of fact, it is 25,000 to 1. So it is 25,000 times, as we can see that this is 1 and this is 25,000. So the actual distance is 25,000 times the distance on the map. Therefore, we'll take the distance on the map and multiply it by 25,000 in order to find the actual distance. While using the scale of a map, there is no conversion between units. That figure must also be in centimeter. Now notice that these are in the same unit. As a matter of fact, no unit is given. When no unit is given, it means that the units are the same. So it does not matter. The scale is just 1 to 25,000. So we will take whatever we have for the distance on the map and we multiply that by 25,000. While doing that, there is no change in units. There is no unit conversion. So they are the same units. 100,000 centimeters is equal to 1 kilometer, because we have the distance on the map to be 0.5 centimeter. To convert that to actual distance, we just multiply by 25,000, no change in units. What we will do now is to convert the distance in centimeters, which is what we obtain by using the factor of the map to multiply 0.5. So we will get that distance also in centimeters, and we need to convert that to meters. And we will do that with the understanding that 100,000 centimeters equal 1 kilometer. In order to convert all of these centimeters to kilometer, we therefore need to divide by 100,000. Now, dividing by 100,000, we can see that we take a common factor, simplify by a common factor of 1,000. Right, so after simplifying by a common factor of 1,000, then this can be done mentally. We are saying 0.5 times 25. Let us go back to our primary school mathematics. 5 times 25 is 125. And the answer should have one place of decimal, as we have in the product. So the product has one place of decimal the result will have one place of decimal. So whereas when we multiply the numbers, we get 125, then we'll just have one place of decimal, which causes it to be 12.5. Yet still, we need to divide by 100. It is 12.5 to be divided by 100, and we will achieve that by reducing by 2 places of decimal, like we did in primary school. 1, 2. That's what we will do in primary school in reducing this by 2 places of decimal, which is the requirement of dividing by 100. Reduce 12.5 by 2 places of decimal, and the result is 0.125, and your result is in kilometers now, as required by the statement of the problem. We choose to use a table as a guide to maintain the relative sizes of the figures while using the scale. We place the scale in a table in order that we can say that the figures on one side should be larger than the figures on the other side. We use it as a matter of error detecting and error correcting. So while we are doing the calculation, if we have any inconsistency with the relative sizes of the numbers, then we know that we would have made an error. The table is therefore used as a guide. The scale on a map is 1 to 25,000. Determine the actual distance in kilometers represented by 0.5 centimeter on the map. Some candidates might want to make the calculation in one step, and they will do that by taking advantage of the large number in the scale. So the scale has a large number, 25,000. So they say, all right, since we have 25,000, and they're having it in the back of their minds that they will have to divide by 100,000 in the end, because 100,000 centimeters make a kilometer. They are just comfortable having the 25,000 right there. They also know that there is no unit conversion while using the scale. They do not let that bother them. The result will still be in centimeters, which they will convert to kilometer by making use of the fact that 100,000 centimeters equal 1 kilometer. So there we have the unit conversion at the same time. So they will do it right away. But this is not going to be done in actuality. It is not going to be done on paper. They will do that in their minds. Simplify the fraction by a common factor of 1,000, then reduce 25 by 2 places of decimal. So common factor of 1,000, simplification, and then we will reduce 25 by 2 places of decimal. So 25 over 100, and that gives us 0.25. Simplify by 2 places of decimal in true primary style, 1, 2. We have 0.25. According to the scale, to convert a distance in centimeters on the map to actual distance in kilometers, the factor is 0.25. So let us take a summary of that. The statement of the problem requires that we convert 0.5 centimeters on the map to actual distance in kilometer. 0.5 centimeter to kilometer. How do we do that? We multiply by the scale of the map, which is 25,000. After that use of the scale on the map, we need to divide by 100,000 because the result will still be in centimeters, and we have done that right there. That is how we end up with 0.25, and 0.25 is used as a single factor to do everything, which is to convert from centimeters on the map straight to kilometer in actuality. So what we will do now, we will take the distance on the map, right there, the distance on the map, and we will multiply that by the scale factor that we just determined. And we know that the scale factor that we just determined was determined by multiplying by the scale factor and knowing that 100,000 centimeters make a kilometer, we divide by 100,000 right away. And when we arrive at the scale factor, we just use it to multiply the figure right there. So that figure is going to be multiplied by the new scale factor, which is a one-time conversion scale factor, all in one. And the result is equal to 0.125 kilometer. The process of arriving at 0.25 is only for demonstration. We are just showing it on the slide for demonstration. The candidate may do it mentally. So the candidate might not even want to do that on paper. We just look and see 25,000, we divide that by 100,000, that will give us 0.25. We do that mentally. And then we just use that as a scale factor to convert the 0.5 centimeter straight to kilometer in actuality. So the process of arriving at 0.25 is only for demonstration. The candidate may do it mentally. Dividing 25,000 by 100,000 may be done by simply forgetting the common thousand and say 25 divided by 100 is equal to 0.25. What do we mean by forgetting the common thousand? 25,000, 100,000. So the thousand is common here and here. So we may just forget about that. And then just divide 25 by 100. And the result is 0.25, which is our factor. And we're just demonstrating the simple process of arriving at a single factor that may be used to do the conversion all at the same time. And that, of course, may be done without writing anything down. It might be done mentally.
Teachers and instructors, get unlimited access to teaching aids for your virtual classrooms at richardjamesmathematicsresources.com. Also, this is the best place for the hearing impaired to master mathematics as long as you are literate.